Born on September 25, 1897, William Faulkner is regarded as one of the greatest authors in the history of American and Southern literature. Faulkner was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1949, but you would never guess that, judging by the way his life began. Being born just after the conclusion of the Civil War, Faulkner grew up in Oxford, Mississippi, a place where he would spend the majority of his career. Faulkner's father and grandfather were known as successful business and warmen, but he would take after his mother and grandmother, whose interests lied in the arts of literature and painting. Faulkner's mother taught him how to read and write at an early age, but he lost motivation with formal schooling in high school, where he dropped out after having to repeat 11th and 12th grade. Following high school, Faulkner attempted to enlist in the military for World War I, but was denied due to a height requirement, so he joined the British Army, stationed in Canada. Upon returning home from the war, Faulkner was heartbroken as he learned the love of his life, Estelle Oldham, had left him for a college graduate due to her parents' worries that Faulkner wasn't capable of providing for her financially. Feeling confused, dejected, and lost in life, it was here when Faulkner met Phil Stone, a young attorney and Ole Miss grad, who had a tremendous impact on Faulkner's life. Now in his early 20s, Faulkner decided to follow in Stone's footsteps. Since he was a veteran and came from a well-respected family, Faulkner was admitted to Ole Miss to pursue his passion of writing. Faulkner's stint at the University of Mississippi didn't last for long, however, as he skipped classes, received poor grades, and eventually failed out for the second time after just 3 semesters. Once again at a low point in his career, Faulkner picked up some steam when he moved to New Orleans, where he published his first novel, Soldier's Pay. However, he quickly became frustrated as his works following the novel were shot down by publishers. This frustration with publishers prompted Faulkner to experiment with his writing style. Tapping into his artistic psyche, he found his voice in writing, which resulted in the technique known today as the stream of consciousness. This style really allowed Faulkner to get into and explore the minds of his characters. He allowed his characters' minds and thoughts to wander endlessly in a constant flow as they reacted to their surroundings. Faulkner used this technique to offer up his unique opinions on issues such as slavery and other traditions held by the South at the time. Finding this literary voice opened up a whole new world for Faulkner, serving as a basis for many of his famous works such as The Sound of the Fury, As I Lay Dying, the Snopes trilogy, and short story collection These 13. As Faulkner began his literary journey, his high school sweetheart, Estelle, divorced from her husband and married Faulkner at age 32. Not long after the wedding, Faulkner sold some short stories and decided to move back to Oxford, where he started a family and bought a house which he named Roanoke. Today, the house is owned and preserved as a museum by the University of Mississippi. However, given that Faulkner's works had not yet hit the national spotlight, he experienced another low point in his career as his money began to dry up, and Estelle's parents' worries began to look true. He was forced to move to Hollywood and accept a job as a screenwriter in the early 40s to support his wife and daughter, a job and place that he grew to absolutely hate. Faulkner's works were finally recognized for their full impact in 1949 when he was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature with 2 Pulitzer Prizes for Outstanding Fiction following in 1954 and 1962. Faulkner, who began his journey as a heartbroken high school and college dropout that was rejected by the literary community, refused to take no for an answer, and was able to find love and become cherished as one of the greatest literary minds of his generation. Tragically, however, in 1962, Faulkner fell from his horse and developed thrombosis, causing a heart attack that took his life at just age 64.